Welcome to the Career Management Podcast for Black women. Yes, this show is for you. I'm your host, Felicia Ann Rose Anuha, also known as the Trill MBA. Why am I the Trill MBA? Because I'm going to keep it true and real with you about what it takes to make it in the workplace. Every week, we're going to empower you with the tips, tricks, and tactics that you need, not just to survive at work, but to thrive at work. Whether you're aiming for that promotion or you really have some crazy workplace stuff going on, it's gonna be okay. We've got you covered. Love our content? Subscribe, like, comment, and let us know what workplace dilemma you're going through. We want to go on this journey with you, and we want to see you win. That's why I started this show. Now, in today's episode, we are dropping gems to help you level up your career with confidence. Now, let's start the show. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Listen, I'm going to be very transparent because I guess that's a part of keeping it true. Today is a crazy day and I have to get Chris this audio and video by a certain time. And I just got back from the gym and I have some meetings. So yeah, sometimes I'm just going to show up here and look regular. Yeah. You have to be honest. I'm not really comfortable being out there like this, honestly. Who wants to be chopped up for the world's scrutiny? But I really believe that the information that I have to share should not be gatekept. And up until a couple of years ago, maybe literally the last 18 to 24 months, I've seen other content creators specifically hone in on the challenges they have in the workplace and really give more than just the whole get a mentor, get a sponsor. That shit drives me nuts. But really the nitty gritty of things and giving people tangible, tactical, practical, useful, implementable advice. It's very demure. It's very mindful. But it's good advice, good solid advice that I wish I had when I was more junior in my career. And so I just want to be transparent that for me, a lot of times I really want to give you my all and my best. I want my hair done. I want my wardrobe, makeup, nails, all that stuff. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, your girl ain't got it right now. If you follow me on LinkedIn, and please feel free to follow me. That's where I think I build this workplace community the most is my personal LinkedIn. I connect with you guys. If you send me a note saying, hey, I'm one of your listeners, I always have that connection. And then I let you know, if there's any way I can help you get to where you're trying to go in your career journey. I know you're not too crazy because you listen to the show. And so I really am on LinkedIn right now sharing this journey because your girl's back in the job market. She's actively, proactively looking. And ever since I got laid off last year, I kind of had my toe here and there, but then I was no, I'm doubling down on entrepreneurship. I'm going to put my line in the sand and I've got severance and da. And I'm here to tell you, listen, it's expensive outside. Y'all know that. It's expensive. And so because it's expensive outside and I like nice things, your girl has to go back to work. But this time I'm going to be more intentional. It's not just going to be, I can do it, pay me. I know that my calling is this stuff. I came here and created something out of nothing with doing video for this podcast. And it hasn't been perfect. And yes, it's been hard, but I did it and doing it, and I'm continue to doing it even when it's not perfect, even when I'm in my gym clothes, even when my hair is not done and I don't have a full face of makeup and blah blah blah. I'm going to continue to bring you the information that is in me and you need, so you don't have to fight through on your own these situations that happen to us at work, and that you feel equipped and you feel like, okay, if this happens, I know what to say. I know what to do. I know how to protect myself. I know how to keep myself safe in spaces that a lot of times are not safe for us. And so I'm going to do it perfect, because at the end of the day, as long as you get the information, nothing else matters, because this isn't about me. This is about you. So, with that said, just to let you guys know, I am looking for senior level marketing roles in entertainment companies that focus on podcasting, focus on television, and focus on film. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm trying to grow. That's where I want my career to go. It is a career switch. You can follow my post on LinkedIn. I am being very transparent about this journey. It is not going to be easy, because the first thing people will say is, she doesn't have any entertainment experience, even though I've been producing an independent podcast for over 8 years now. But that's neither here nor there, right? Like, eventually somebody will give me a chance. I want to share something with you guys. If you know anybody who's career pivoting and they're going through all the emotions, because there are a lot of emotions, I want to share with you my first career pivot, which was a little more similar to the one I'm trying to make now, but what people told me was the same. So when I started after business school, I went to a company that their customers were other companies. So they were a business to business company, and their marketing focused on business to business marketing. And so I worked at that company for 3 years. And during that time, once I realized like, oh, I got to go, coupled with seeing my friends do consumer marketing and work for these big dog CPG companies and like have all these fun activations and do the cool, sexy marketing, I was like, I want in on that. And so I was told by many people, that there was no way I was going to be able to go from B2B marketing to consumer marketing, that there was just no way anybody was going to give you a chance. And I'm here to tell you, the devil is a lie. Okay? The devil is a liar. Because I left that B2B company and then went to one of the best in class consumer marketing organizations, and that was Kellogg Foods. And I worked on the Pringles brand for Kellogg's, which was a huge acquisition that had recently happened before I joined. And I am here to tell you as a testimony, when you put your mind to something and you believe in yourself and you reject, and for me, I rebuke what people tell me I can't do, and you just grind and you be resourceful and you learn and you have conversations and you figure it out and you get clear and you learn how to articulate your value and the transferable skills you bring to the table and how you will make that company money, you will get the opportunity. And I got the opportunity and I went in there and I showed up and I showed out. Okay. So don't believe the hype. Don't believe what people are telling you. Like, it really works to stay Delulu. Delulu till it's true. Delulu till it's true. Okay? Because people say all kinds of things and that's their lived experience. I'm not going to take that away from them, but why are you trying to put that on me? That doesn't have to be my lived experience. And so when you're managing your career, listen to yourself first. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Follow what you want. Get clear on the articulation of what you want so other people understand what it is that you want to do. So, like I said, very clearly, I am looking to join the marketing organization of companies who are in the business of podcasting, television, or film. That is what I want to do. And I want to do marketing for those companies, preferably larger companies. I will work for smaller companies. I have nothing against them. But what I find is smaller companies have this idea. Again, we're fighting these ideas. Smaller companies have this idea that when you've worked for these big, huge machines like I have, then you are going to struggle in a smaller company. But what they fail to realize is when you work for bigger companies, but you work on smaller brands that don't have the big dollar. So Pringles, yes, I get it. But Pringles wasn't the only brand I worked on in these big companies. All the other brands were like really smaller brands that had to get super scrappy and didn't have resources. And so when you work for smaller companies, they don't have the resources. They don't have a whole team of social media people. They don't have multiple agency partners and all these things that help support your marketing strategy. So you have to know how to get scrappy and use what you got to push the brand and grow the brand's equity and get people's attention and grow the audience for the brand and grow the brand love and all these things, brand awareness, all the things, right? And so something I've learned to articulate is, hey, I'm used to working at big companies, but I've worked on small brands. And because I've worked on small brands, I can be the scrappy player that you need. You just got to pay me for all the knowledge I bring. And also all the process I'm going to come in and implement, right? Again, understanding what value you bring to organization and how to articulate that value to the organization in their language. Nuggets. Remember that. Now, we're evolving the show, and usually I won't start out with this whole conversation with you guys, but I just wanted to give you a bit of a fair update. I'm Fair, Felicia and Rose A. Nuha, Fare, for those who don't know. But I wanted to give you a bit of update, what's going on with me and why, if you see me and you feel like, why is she looking raggedy on this YouTube? Just to go listen to me on a podcast player then. It's fine. Just get these nuggets. That's what we're here for. So we're going to take a quick break. Hopefully there'll be an ad that plays. Please let it play. That's how we pay bills. And then I'm going to come back and get into this listener letter, which is going forward, how I plan to start every episode with the listener letters. So when we get back from the break. Hey guys, Felicia here. So I want you to know that if you're a job seeker and you are struggling, you are not alone. Because honey, let me tell you, I am in this job market back with you. Again, we're on this career management journey together. And it's, ain't got no words. Okay. So listen, something that I am offering is, and I will open up my calendar for this and you will be able to sign up, is interview prep. So the other day I did a mock interview with a friend of mine, used all my tools, created a guide, but then I helped prep her for her interview. Her interview went well. She's waiting to hear back on next steps. So hopefully I'll get to update you guys, but I realized, hey, I'm really good at this and I know how to help you prep for your interview. So if you're out there and you can spare a few dollars, I am happy to help you prep for interviews and get you ready to knock that thing out the park. I don't know about you, but listen, getting the interview is half the battle. So if you make it that far, you really want to be super prepared. So I'll put a link in the show notes. If you want me to help you interview prep, you can sign up for that. And I'm happy to take an hour and help you. I don't know what the price is going to be yet. I have to think through it. But I realized the other day, like, I should be doing this for people right now. And I'm here to help. So let's get back to the show. All right, guys, we're back. We got a listener letter here today, child. Woo! Ooh. You ever tell somebody at work, hey, no, I don't want to do that. And then they still force you? Yeah. So this listener letter says, Dear Felicia, I need some advice on how to handle a recurring situation at work. I have clearly communicated my boundaries regarding my schedule, specifically that Mondays are off limits for meetings so I can use the day for productivity. Despite my repeated instructions, my team continues to ignore this, booking meetings on Mondays after I've left the office. You left the office? Yeah, we'll get to that. What's even more frustrating is that newer team members seem to show little respect for my time, and I've noticed that my non-Black colleagues seem to receive more consideration and flexibility. It feels like my boundaries are being disregarded, even though I've been clear about them. I'm someone who believes in treating others the way I'd like to be treated, but this situation is pushing my buttons. I want to keep my emotions in check, but I also want to confidently stand up for myself and let them know that this is not okay. How do I professionally address this while maintaining my integrity and not coming across as overly defensive? Thanks so much for your help. Sincerely, how do I professionally check them? Okay, how do I professionally check them? There's a lot to unpack here because here's the thing about boundaries. Boundaries are the thing that you set for yourself that dictates how you act and respond. To me, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, tell me if I'm wrong, but boundaries isn't something that you communicate. Because when you communicate boundaries, you're trying to manipulate somebody else's behavior. Boundaries are actions, not words. And so when you have boundaries, what that means is I am going to, on Mondays, not take any meetings. So if I get a meeting on a Monday, a meeting notice, I say that I can't come to that meeting. I have a conflict. And then I propose a new time. See, the good Microsoft, the good Outlook, baby, even the good Google Calendar has the same feature. It says, propose a new time if this meeting doesn't work for you. And that's when you propose a new time. And if they still decide to have the meeting without you, ask somebody to take notes and send you the recap and let you know what they need from you. Because if they can have the meeting without you, then that means that you probably didn't need to be in that meeting. I mean, I'm just saying. So this idea, because one of the things you say is, I want to confidently stand up for myself. Then confidently move how you want to move. Recognizing though, because there's always a caveat, recognizing though, if you are with the organization's culture. So if you've decided that Mondays are going to be my productivity day, and so I'm not going to have any meetings, and I'm not saying that this is your attitude. I'm just saying you have to understand, if you're in a culture and it's heavily like, we meet on Monday. We use Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays because by Friday at noon, there are no meetings. And so if you're in a culture where Monday is a meeting day, your idea to say, oh, I'm not going to meet on Mondays, that's going to be my day of productivity, you're rubbing against the culture of the whole organization. And so now you're going to drive a narrative that you're uncooperative and you don't fit in the culture. And don't get me wrong, I get that there are just sometimes you have so many fucking meetings. Jesus. Why do we need to meet all the goddamn time? This could have been an email. I get it. However, you going against the cultural norm is only going to set you up for failure. I don't want you to fail. I want you to succeed. So you need to evaluate, what are the cultural norms around meeting at this organization? Does it rub up against the cultural norm that I block off my entire Monday? And if the answer is yes, then you need to figure out something else. It's not going to be sustainable, and it's not going to set you up for success. So now I get that you're frustrated because people aren't showing respect for your time, but I want you to be careful here, because something I personally have been struggling with: when is it systemic racism and when is it just being an asshole? When is it both? When is it that, oh, I've misinterpreted this whole situation, right? And because you sent me a letter and I don't have full context, I do want to call out, sometimes we see slights in the world because we've experienced them so much, but sometimes that's not a personal thing. So you have to recognize, is this systemic in the organization? Are these other people who are not Black, and who's treating them how? And is that person, are they being an asshole to everybody? Because the quickest way to understand if somebody is just living in the construct of racism and that's just how they operate, versus they literally are just an asshole to everybody, is if you watch their behavior. So understand, I have had a manager who was horrible, and the worst manager I ever had. This was before I went to business school. And she had a favorite. And so she would treat that favorite really, really well. And then she was a bitch to the rest of us. She was an asshole. And was she probably a tinge racist? Yeah. But it was more that she was a nasty bitch. So you want to be careful for yourself. This fuck the world. This is for you, girl. Okay? You don't want to build that chip on your shoulder where you think everybody is coming for you because you're a Black woman. And that is hard because it feels like everybody coming for us. It just feels that way a lot. It feels that way so much because the truth is a lot of people are coming for us. But if you carry this chip on your shoulder, what you see is what you get. So if you have this thought process of every little thing, they're doing it because I'm a Black woman, then that's what you're going to sense. That's what you're going to feel. That's what you're going to see. That's all you're going to see. And you're not going to be able to take a step back and be able to see the forest for the trees to understand how you need to move. So when I see stuff like this, like you are feeling slighted, I'm not saying it's not happening. Let's be very clear. What I'm saying is make sure you're looking at the whole forest and not just a couple of trees, to ensure that you understand this whole area you've got to play in and play around. Okay? Now, when we get back from the break, let's just say that you should be able to block off your whole Monday, but there's these people. When we get back, I'm going to tell you how to address and treat and talk to, or how to stand up for yourself with these people. Hint, it ain't talking to them. But I'm going to tell you what to do when we get back from this break. Hey guys, thanks for rocking with the show. I just need you to do me a quick favor. I need you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for me, okay? I need you to tell people about this YouTube, because this YouTube is going to help us continue to flex and grow and bring you more dope content. So YouTube, like, subscribe, tell a friend, share, all the things that help us grow. Right now, we have, I think the last time I looked, it was 279 subscribers. Just so you know, you can't monetize YouTube until you get 500 subscribers. So please share with your friends that especially need work and career advice. Sharing is caring. Okay? Okay. Now, back to the show. All right, we're back. And as promised, here's what you need to do to stick up for yourself and confront the boundary pushers. So, number one, if you have determined that Mondays you're not meeting, then you just need to propose a new time. Now, if somebody comes and they're like, hey girl, hey, we need you in this meeting and the meeting is on Monday, what's the problem? Don't say, I done told you. Right? Because that's a natural human response. What you should say is, oh, hey, I'm not going to be able to make that meeting. I have a conflict. Do not explain anything further than that. I have a conflict. They don't need to know what that conflict is. But if you let me know if there's anything you need in preparation for the meeting, I can deliver it to you. Or if you want to send me the recap of the meeting and then any action items that I need to take away and deliver to your team, I'm happy to do so. And that's it. And just let them talk. Well, why can't you come to the meeting? I have a conflict. Well, what is the conflict? It is business imperative and I can't talk about it with you. Now, if this your boss though, I'm talking about coworkers that don't have any quote unquote authority over you. But if this is your boss, you can't tell your boss this. So let's say your boss is the one, I need you in the meeting. Like the only thing you really can do is say, okay, send me the meeting notice. Like, unless you really have a reason to be out, like you have a doctor's appointment or, you know, there's something you really need to take care of and your boss is asking you to go to a meeting, you need to go to the goddamn meeting. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. This whole having boundaries with your manager, it's never going to be in your favor. I'll give you a prime example. I remember when I thought it was cool to set my boundaries and verbalize them and tell my manager I don't take calls in the evening. All I had to do was never say that and just not answer the phone in the evening. That's it. But I actually was trying to be helpful and let her know, like, hey, if you try to call me here, you might miss me. And I tried to like massage the language of it, you know, but I realized before I got let go, some months later, I remember she called and left me a voicemail and she was like, yeah, I know that you don't really take calls in the evening. And so I just, you know, if you could give me a call back in the morning. And that's when I knew, like, I was like, man, I'm really gonna have to figure this out because I probably done fucked up. Like, I knew it. I had been around the blocks a few times to realize that, yeah, my days were probably numbered, but I thought I was doing okay. Nah. I got let go. So yeah, when it's your manager, your job is to make sure they're happy, unfortunately. And according on the influence and power that the organization has given your manager, then that might mean like you have to get real clear on, is this a real hard and fast boundary you want to set for yourself? Or is this something that, okay, I can flex and I'll be okay? You got to think through that. But now the rest of these cross-functional partners and all this, honey, let me tell you something. As a marketer, we're the spoke of the wheel in organizations that are marketing driven organizations. And so what happens is your cross-functional partners, they go rogue. They don't give a fuck about you. First of all, a lot of times they are highly, highly competent and skilled in their profession. And pretty much they're like, who gonna check me, boo? Right? So like, you really have to learn the art of finesse and influencing them, influencing without authority, because they don't have to do shit that you say do. And that whole, well, I'm going to go to your manager, that backfires in your face every time. And I've seen it so many times. And it's like, if you would just be nice, understanding, and patient, and know that you are not the only brand team, you're not the only brand person that cross-functional partner has projects for, you will get a lot further. I have literally had cross-functional partners prioritize my non-prioritized projects because I was nice to them. Human behavior is a motherfucker. And if you don't have this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, get this book. Please get this book. Get this book. I'm telling you, top tier, how to understand human behavior and psychology and how to manage yourself and then manage others. Get that book. Get How to Win Friends and Influence People. And that will help you articulate how to stand up for yourself and help you feel safe. And so the last thing I want to say is, being assertive without being defensive, right? This book will help you with how to think through how to articulate and phrase things so that they land well to the person you're talking with. And the best defense is offense in a lot of times. So it's not even about getting defensive. It's actually about the offense. And the biggest play in offense in office cultures and office politics and workplace management is asking questions. Ask the question.
Huh?
Right? Well, why is that? I want you to understand. You have a boundary. Somebody will confront that boundary. When they confront you, then you can have the conversation. You start the conversation with questions. Make sure that you have a clear understanding of that other person's perspective. You cannot have a rebuttal for this person's confrontation of your boundary without understanding context from them. Like, why are you fighting my boundary? Why are you confronting my boundary? Now, don't use those words. Don't say, why are you confronting my boundary? I put up a boundary. No, please don't do that. Please don't do that. What you do is you say, oh, hey. So let's say in this case, this listener letter, her boundary is you've put a meeting on my calendar for Monday. So you send a meeting request that says, here's a proposed new time. They deny it. And then they send you, or they call you, or they send you an email saying, hey, we need you in this meeting on Monday. And this isn't your manager. So now what I want you to do, if they send you an email, pick up the phone. If they call you, pick up the phone. This is a phone conversation. Do not go back and forth with people on email unless you need to document like for real talk. But the best thing to do is have the phone conversation first so people don't try to assign tone to your email, because you are in a friction and in a conflict of some sort. So whenever you have friction or conflict, you need to pick up the phone. Okay. So if they send you an email back or they call you, pick up the phone and talk to them and say, hey, Susie, I understand you want me in this meeting, but this meeting is on Monday and I have a conflict. Can you help me understand what you're needing from me for this meeting, or how I can help? Again, questions. And then they'll be like, well, why can't you come to the meeting? I have a conflict, Susie, but I'm here to help you. So help me understand why you are so strongly needing me in this meeting. And then they'll be like, well, and they'll give you more context. And then you can problem solve while holding your boundary. And then they're left feeling like you care, even though you don't. And you understand what they need, and you can deliver and problem solve. And then you can continue to be the rock star employee that you are. It doesn't have to be that hard. Okay. So that's how you think through speaking up for yourself, standing up for yourself. Only verbally talk about problem solving around your boundary when you're confronted. The best example I have of this, I wrote an article on LinkedIn that talked about the time when I was at Kellogg and it snowed and I almost died because this 18-wheeler almost smacked the shit out of me when my car spun out in the middle of the highway. And I went back to work and I said, oh, let's meet. We got to talk because I can't be driving first thing in the morning like this when it's snowing. Again, I'm communicating my boundary. What I should have done was just showed up when I was going to show up. So this maniacal, crazy man named Mark, he was so adamant, and it was all like optics, right? The Pringles team needs to be here at 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 a.m. By 8 a.m. we need to be here because our managing director gets here at 7. So we need to be here by 8. Everybody else, again, cultural norm of the office is people roll in between 9 and 9:30. We would get there at 8 o'clock. Nobody would be there. And real talk, I feel like the managing director, Raj, like his name was Raj. Like, real talk, I feel like he was annoyed that we were there that early because now we have the propensity to walk in his office and disturb his peace, which is why he got there so early, so he could have peace and nobody chomping at the bit to try to get his attention because he was our senior leader that's on the floor near us, right? Or his office was right there. But again, this is somebody who newly got promoted and had something to prove. The worst is when people feel like they have something to prove. Please, leaders, please, you're doing too much. Stop. Your insecurity is showing. But I went to these people. There was a manager. His name was Joe. He was in between us. And I went to Joe and the HR woman. I called this meeting because I was going to set my boundary. I was so young and dumb, y'all. Just so young and dumb. And I told them, I said, hey, I almost died. Child, when I tell you, the people did not care. They were like, well, did you get your car weatherized? Do you have good tires? Well, when are you moving to Battle Creek? Why you live in Kalamazoo? That's 20 miles away. Move closer when your lease is up. When is your lease up? Like, you need to be here at 8 o'clock. This is not about your feelings. This is not how you feel. Because I was like, I just feel like I want to be safe. I literally was like, I feel that I need to be safe. This is business. This is not about your feelings. That's what the HR woman scolded me. I was like, it was wild, yo. It was wild, but I wrote about it, and I wrote about what you need to do differently. And it starts with, your boundaries are not for you to communicate. They're just not. There's no point in that. So anyway, guys, I have to run. I hope this was helpful. I'm working on getting us more guests. So if there's a guest that you'd love for me to have on the show, please email us, ask@trilliumba.com, especially if they are in the Los Angeles area where we record the podcast. Let me know. And yeah, just stay prayed up, guys. Follow my post on LinkedIn about how I'm going about this job search in a market that is really tough. It's really tough out here. I have never gotten so many rejection emails from referrals. Like, no interview, no HR ain't called. You hear me? And these are people putting my resume in the system. The same like tactics I've used my whole career seem not to be getting me any traction. So I'm doing some new things, and I'm gonna bring y'all along on the journey. But I also understand, like, I'm career pivoting and I'm career switching. So listen, what is for you will not pass you by. It will not. And all those job rejections and all those, we went with other candidates and all that stuff, that role wasn't for you. Okay? So don't take that so to heart. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your experience. There's nothing wrong with what you bring to the table. You are good. We are just in a funky situation right now, and you just have to keep applying, and you have to keep going, putting yourself out there so that you land where you're supposed to land. What you cannot do is just give up. Okay. And I know it's hard. Trust. but you have to keep going. And you will one day, sooner than you think, be posting your post on LinkedIn to let everybody know I got the job. I'm happy to share. I'm excited to announce, right? It's coming. Stay the course. You're going to be fine. Everything is working for your good. Okay? All right, guys. I will see you guys next week because we are going to be consistent with this content, even if it means I'm doing this right after I leave the gym to make sure that I don't miss Chris's deadlines to get him content so that I can have an episode to give y'all every week. So give me grace, guys. Give yourselves grace. Hang in there. And I'll see y'all next week. Well, guys, that's a wrap on another great episode of the Career Management Podcast for Black women. Yes, girl, this show is just for you. We're here to tell you how to play that chessboard at work, girl. So subscribe, comment, like, follow us on social media at Trill and BA Show. Listen, every time you tell one of your friends, you share this information, you share this podcast, it helps us to grow and make even more dope content just for you, unapologetically. That's why we're here. Now, if you are facing a workplace dilemma, such as a performance improvement plan, or you're not able to secure your promotion and raise that you have worked for and you have deserved, basically, if these people are playing in your face, we are here to help. Go to trillandba.com/coaching to schedule a one-time one-on-one call to workshop your specific dilemma with me. Or schedule a consult to get more information about the consulting packages that I do offer on a longer term basis. As always, you can reach out to us with your listener letters and your questions at trillandba.com. Until next time, guys, focus on your best possible outcome. Ask for help when you need it. Please, please, please ask for help. And as always, keep it trill. I'll see y'all next week.